Boom! Hello and welcome back to Lock Lab 101 and part 9 of the 9-part series, Pin Tumbler Mastery. In this episode, now that you've learned all the skills, it's time to use them skills in one smooth, complete pick. We will do a real-time walkthrough, no shortcuts, every decision explained as we work through this bulldog lock here. By the end of this video, you understand the flow of a full pick, not just the steps. So, in this lock here, bulldog top security 60mm brass padlock. Okay, it is a pin tumbler. Let's see here. So some of the features that this has, okay, nickel plated brass, chrome plated hardened steel shackle. This is a 60mm. Okay, anti-pick pins, except for the 20 and 25mm. This is a 60mm, so we are going to have some anti-pick pins. Brass springs. Alright, so it is a pin tumbler, and it looks like we're going to have some anti-pick pins. Alright, let's go ahead and get it out of the package. Alright, so we do have a paracentric keyway, so we are going to have a fairly thin pick. So let's see how many pins we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have 5 pins. Since it does mention there are anti-pick pins here. Okay, I'm gonna expect there's probably like 3 anti-pick pins in here. Okay, I'm gonna do bottom of the keyway tension. I think that'll bottom of the keyway tension. All right, and I'm gonna start out with a shallow hook, and I'm gonna keep this hook on standby, medium hook on standby, with a thin hook also, but I think we'll see what happens with this. So just with that, we have quite a bit of information on this lock. 5 pins. I expect 3 anti-pick pins. Very tight keyway. Gonna use bottom of the keyway tension. I'm gonna start off with a shallow pick, mainly because of how tight the keyway is. I just don't think a deep pick will help me much, and I'm going to probably switch out on a couple picks here. I expect to have to switch out on a thinner pick as we get to pins 4 and 5. So without even starting picking, we kind of know how this lock wants to be opened. Okay, we know the tools we're going to do it. We have a pretty good picking plan. All right, so let's get set up, and just remember that the right setup, I'm going to pick this in my hand. I'm not going to use a vise. Okay, and I'm going to set up so that I can maximize the feedback, or I can maximize reading the feedback. Okay, I'm making sure that the tension tool isn't hitting pin 1. Alright, I also could not see the break between the key pin and the driver pin in there. So that's probably going to be a pretty low cut. Okay. So the first thing I want to do, I just want to kind of test each one of these pins. Let's get to where you can see it there. All right. Let's just see what they're feeling like. Okay. Very little tension, and I already have a binder on one. No bind. 2's not binding. Okay, 1 is binding, 2 is not binding, 3 is not binding, 4 is not binding, 5 is not binding. So I'm definitely going to have to take care of pin 1 first. Okay, a lot of times in 5 pins, pin 1 will be when they're in a pin tumbler, in a 5-pin pin tumbler lock, where there are anti-pick pins. A lot of times I'll put a anti-pick in pin chamber 1, and then in pin chamber 5 will be a standard pin, and that number 5 kind of aligns or keeps the plug aligned with the key chambers as that key's going in. So right away we can expect that pin 1's probably going to be an anti-pick and number 5 is probably going to be a standard pin. Okay, so this lock here wants to be started at pin 1, and let's go from there. Alright, and if this first pin isn't clean, nothing else will. So if we don't get a clean shear line on pin 1, what I'll do is I will just I'll start over. I like to go right on top of that pin. Make sure I'm right on top of it, give it the best chance of getting set. Okay, you heard that? That is okay, and there was a lot of rotation, so that's probably in a false set. So our assumption that pin 1 was a anti-pick pin is accurate. Okay, I believe pin 1 is set. So now, in my opinion, in my mind, we took a 5-pin lock. We're now down to a 4-pin lock. Move on to pin number 2. Pin 2 is binding. Pin 2 is set. Pin 3 false set. Pin 3 is now set. Pin 2 came out. Pin 2 is binding. Okay, now pin 2 is set. Pin 1 is set. 2, 3, 4. Set. And then 5. 5 is binding. And there we go. So, alright, so let's talk about pin 1 was a anti-pick, and pin 3 was an anti-pick. So 1 and 3 were anti-pick. So there was 2. So every time you set a pin, everything in that lock changes. Okay, that's the false set there. You see the count. Okay, in the counter rotation. Okay, now it's in the real set, and then all of a sudden pin 2 is binding. Okay, because everything changes. Now that we have this open, it's important to go back and think through what you just did, and understanding how you picked this open and what happened in it and the sequence you used is more important than just getting it open. Okay. Alright, well, that's all I have for you today, and that concludes the 9-part series, Pin Tumbler Mastery. I hope you learned something, and if you did, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.